Welcome back to the Suburban Chateau. I'm Stephanie Everett. I'm glad you could join me for today's episode. Today we're going to sort of have a makeover of the living room. And you might remember from seeing other videos, I kind of like to just refresh things for the season. And I was trying to think of how I wanted to change the living room up a little bit. I think the last thing I did here was kind of an Easter decor switch up. And I've been kind of just moving those things out and putting spring pillows down and just kind of keeping it kind of a pink and gray color combination. But I was walking down the aisles of Michael's. How many of my videos start out like this? I was walking down the aisles of Hobby Lobby. I was walking down the aisles of Michael's or TJ Maxx or wherever it is. And I've been really watching, they had this really cool Nevermore series that was all like writers and violins and things like that. And I was watching that for a little bit. And didn't I walk down the aisle and I see a new little idea concept. And of course it is French Manor. And of course, we have just gotten back from our travels and I've kind of hunkered down in the house a little bit this week. Just kind of getting rid of a little travel cold and just kind of getting things cleaned and refreshed. I scrubbing the carpets, just kind of all those getting ready for summer activities. And I did happen to run out to Michael's and I saw this French Manor and I saw this tray. And these were not on sale at Michael's. But I happened to see this incredible, like Marie Antoinette tray, and I couldn't resist. It was so incredible and Bridgerton, and I thought, I'm going to do a Bridgerton makeover. And we're going to start as a jumping off point, a little tray from Michael's. I ordered a couple more things online because there was a coupon online at Michael's and free shipping if you got up to a certain point. So I got a pillow that I saw in there and I think it sold out at our store probably the day I saw it because it was gone. And I ordered some ribbons that should be coming in, so we'll decorate with ribbons. Sort of going for a French vibe, that powder blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out of that room and just start from scratch. And we're not going to go all the way to Bridgerton. I don't live in a manor house. I live in a suburban chateau. So it's not that exciting. It's pretty much something that I've embellished and added moldings to. And it's just pretty much a suburban house in America. So we're going to take the bare bones that we have and we're going to create a little bit of France, a little bit of Bridgerton magic, and some inspiration from Michael, some inspiration from things I already have that I'm just going to use some of the antiques that I have in the house. And I am hoping I can find a very cool slipcover that I made ages ago, but I think it'll fit the theme really, really well. So join me for a very Bridgerton makeover. So I thought I'd just share with you my jumping off point for this Bridgerton makeover. I have scrubbed the rugs, cleaned the carpets. It's kind of a twice a year event here. And everything's looking clean and refreshed and all the carpets are dry. And so I'm just going to take you piece by piece through the entire inspiration. And the colors I am thinking about are cream, that French blue, of course, the pink, and really the jump off was the tray that I showed you in our introduction. So let's start there. So here is the very interesting tray that I purchased at Michael's. And they have a French Manor collection that I just think is awesome. And I'm taking all the color inspiration from this tray. So the French blue, the burgundies in the one dress, the pinks, definitely. I would say just anything pastel. I really feel like a little purple is involved in anything Bridgerton. So there is the tray. Next to the tray on the left is a bit of the slipcover that we're going to be using. Now, this one's been packed away for a while. I may have to do some little steaming magic to get it to come back to life. And I bought this coffee pot at the barn sale at the Finley Bee. If you've seen my recent antiquing adventures, this was a purchase. But I just was thinking about how well it would fit this inspiration. Then over here, I also purchased a little vase at the Finley Bee. This is back in springtime. And then here is one of those cake stands I made and showed you at Easter time. Now, big time inspiration found in this chair in the French blue. If you see it, it's a velvet pattern. And I got that at the end of a Finley Bee Christmas sale almost 6 months ago. And it's just been sitting in a bedroom as decor. Two other things that I purchased from Michael's is, of course, the very cool Pardon My French pillow and these beautiful ribbons. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use the ribbon. We'll see how that plays out. And then the teacup and saucers were a gift from my daughter. She found those thrifting. So I want to definitely incorporate. And again, it's the gold, it's the pastel, any of those Bridgerton colors. So here we are, jump off point for the Bridgerton makeover at the Suburban Chateau. I always like to refresh my gallery wall, and so I replaced my Christmas picture with my wrought iron mirror. I sort of love that. I'm going to add a few little details to some of those plaque holders and tray holders on that gallery wall before we finish up. So maybe just to brighten it up and add a little gold touch. And then I'm just getting the room reset. I am moving some of the furniture about a bit. I'm changing some of the locations of the chairs. And then, of course, bringing back my couch. And I'm going to swap out the gingham slipcover that you see there. So getting everything back into position. And then we're going to add a cream lace panel instead of the lace curtains that you see. And, of course, the cream slipcover. Now, I always like to try new effects, and I purchased these beautiful hobnail milk glass dishes, and they were stackable. The one on the bottom was only $5. The one on the top was $4. And again, I got that at the Finley Bee sale. And then to the left of that, I got this beautiful vase, also at the Finley Bee sale. And I just popped in a few silk flowers just to kind of, again, emulate those Bridgerton colors. Pop on a different lampshade, a little bit more of that regular blue color. So here's where we left off at the last point. I had just changed my lampshades to less of a green blue, more of a true blue shade, and I really think it matches the wall color. It really gives those Bridgerton vibes. So next up, we're going to add, I finally got these gorgeous velveteen drapes, and I'm ready to put them up. And I need to steam them probably to get the wrinkles out of them, but I'm super excited. So we'll pop you on time lapse and check that out. So the next thing I'm going to do that I think will really help everything, I'm waiting for my steamer to heat up, and I'm just going to steam my slipcover a little bit. It's probably been in a Rubbermaid box for 20 years. I have not used that one in a long, long time. And then, of course, the brand new curtains. I'm just going to see if I can steam them a little bit Probably just even hanging out for a couple of days will make them a little bit happier. I'm going to see what the steam does. And then I have a couple of other things that I can add to this vignette before we do the final touches. Well, I think that made a giant difference. And my slipcover all of a sudden turned into a ball gown, which looks amazing. And I think we did pretty well with the valances. I might take another go at it, but they just came out of the package, so they're gonna have a little bit more time just to sort of get situated. I love that French blue. I'm so happy that's a slate blue color, but it's exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so now time to add just a few touches. And these are the incredible pillows that I picked up, some from Michael's and some that I already had, but now we're gonna just start to soften things up and get to that Bridgerton look. So I'm going to pop things up one notch, and I've added, if you can see in the center of the couch, a beautiful little piece of fabric. It was hemmed. I picked it up for probably $1 at a yard sale, but something about that French blue, it's picking it up. I think it looks amazing. And it just has that little bit of floral touch that we truly see in the Bridgerton style. And then, of course, I just think the little pillow, pardon my French, it's absolutely a scream. Love that. And now I'm adding one last pillow to, this again was a Michael's find. I got it on sale on their website, but I thought it looked really nice with that blue chair. So I think still in keeping with the theme, the floral theme, it's perfect. And then here's for my other velvet chair. I found this pillow in my own collection. I love it. It's embroidered, has a lot of the same touches, the florals. I love the little touch of birds. And again, I just think it softens the whole burgundy chair look, but certainly in keeping with the Bridgerton theme. One of the projects I've been working on is sort of that Bridgerton makeover you guys have been watching. And I want to add a couple of things, a couple of items to my wall. And I found these needlepoint pictures at like a yard sale a while back. And they had a little bit missing. I had to fill them up with some plaster. So I'm going to sand this little plaster spot down. And I'm going to paint the frame in a black color. I think that'll make this needlepoint pop. I'm going to try to keep the gold that's there. We'll see how well I can do with a smaller brush. But I just want to kind of have something I can add to that wall that has that Bridgerton vibe. Happy with how that turned out. That's just, of course, the first coat. It was rather easy to keep it to the gold rim. I have a couple little, I can see I have a couple little spots I have to hit. I have a wipe here just in case I hit something by accident, but I'm pretty stoked. I think that looks good. Well, I'm quite pleased to see how this pair of needlepoint flowers turned out, and I want to get them up on the wall, and then my wall is complete for the Bridgerton look. I'm pretty pleased about the placement of especially the new little needlepoint pieces. I'm always trying to find smaller things to fit in some of those little holes between the larger items. So I am thrilled. Those have been sitting in a box for at least 2 years, and able to sort of give them new life and add them to our French Bridgerton inspired makeover. So as a finishing touch, I kind of wanted to take my gallery wall up a notch. And I decided to look in a little bit into how I could make some of those gold highlights shine even more. And I turned to all my YouTube inspiration folks that use Rub and Buff. I have never used this product before. I went out and got some at Ye Old Hobby Lobby, and I used just a soft microfiber cloth. It took just seconds. I would say exactly what everyone else said, which was don't use so much, but this mirror already had some gold accents and they just popped. And I just looked for a few places on all of the things that were on the wall. Where can I make this pop just a little bit? Mostly in the stands that I had holding my trays that I collect, my Tupperware trays. And just a little bit of that gold was enough to elevate it. I have one final craft I'm going to share with you for this Bridgerton makeover. And we're going to be making some cake stands. Not necessarily for cakes, but definitely for some treats and some things that I kind of think are very Bridgerton fun snacks. So we're gonna just put some things together here, and I'm gonna share with you how I've done this in the past. In the past, you may have seen me do some similar crafting. I purchased some different plates along the way. This was something from Hokey G's. I do think it might be left in China, but I'm gonna turn it into like a raised bowl, almost like a footed bowl, which I think is cool. And then I just recently purchased this plate in Adamstown, and I'm gonna make it into also a bit of a raised plate stand. So follow along with me. All you need is E6000 as a fixative. And I purchased some wonderful, what they're calling candle stands at Ye Old Michael's. And I am going to use it with the flat side up for the flat dishes or the platters. And I turned over the candle, which still gives it a nice solid support, for the little bowl one, and I'm gonna just affix it to right on the sides, and I think that'll work out really, really well. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll start out by adding the E6000 glue to the rim of the candle stand. And I'm using the flat part of this one. I'm not gonna do that with the bowl shaped one. And you wanna make sure you get it on there thick enough that it's going to adhere. Okay, and then we're gonna try to get it as close to center as possible. And we have a little bit of wiggle room as long as I get it placed well. Next, we'll put the E6000 on the candlestick holder for the bowl application. So this has that little dip in it. It's a little bit different shape, if you can see the side of it. And I tried it out before. That bowl's gonna fit just absolutely perfectly in that cavity. So and here is our final look for our Bridgerton living room. And we're all ready to entertain the Viscountess Bridgerton. And she's coming to tea today. So you can see our cake stands that we made. And I found some macarons, which I thought were very French. A little tea, and just some other fun nibbles for Viscountess Bridgerton. We have the incredible sofa cover, and it really is a beautiful combination with the slate blue, the French blue color, the velvet cushions, the fun, pardon my French cushion, and just really a transformation. And here's the other side of the room with our inspiration plaque there with the Marie Antoinette Michael's tray. And here is our wall, very much touched up for summer, and including a little Rub and Buff, just giving everything a little bit of shine. Thank you so much for joining me and putting up with all my whims and ideas and creativity. I hope you enjoyed watching me transform that room and kind of use things I already had, some new things, some of the inspiration pieces I had from Michael's, and kind of just transformed our living room for the summer into romance and Bridgerton and just kind of a lot of fun. And so thanks for joining me and taking that little trip with me, and hope to bring you some antiquing adventures really soon.